Okay, everybody, I'm going to share with you a fantastic little mining spot that I found really pretty much by accident. I'm just going to load up on some limpets here, and I have a Type 7 ship, not a Type 10, Type 7. I have 192 inventory spots. I'm just going to get rid of that. I don't need that. And I've got basically a 5D limpet controller, which allows me 3 collectors, and a 3D prospector, which allows me 2 prospectors at a time. Here's my 4 lasers, and that's pretty much all I need. I found the pulse wave analyzer actually to be worthless pretty much, so I don't even use it. Alright, the place is called Artemis Lodge, and it's actually a docking space station inside a ring, so there's no supercruise. We're actually just a little ways from Maya. It's called Solano, quite a ways outside the bubble, but this is where one of the engineers is, so I just landed here trying to grab some fuel and realized what a great place this was. It's a high metallic pristine ring, so there's lots of painite here. Let's go. Well, the hardest thing I found about mining is you just can't get to the same place twice from supercruise. I've tried and I can't do it. Others that can do it, I think hats off to them. This system is great because you're already in the ring. There is no supercruise, and that's what it's allowed me to map this asteroid field. And so at this point in time, I've mapped out basically a figure 8 for myself, where the cross of the 8 is this space station. So once you get out of the space station, you want to basically tilt the ship around until you see the moon right in front of you. Yes, I trespassed. Alright, once you're out, you don't have to stop, by the way. I go straight down and I look for this little mist cloud. I call it the cat's paw. And the reason I call it the cat's paw is that actually, to me, it looks like a cat's paw. Here's the pad, here's the nails up here. So with the moon oriented in the middle and the cat's paw here, I look straight down, come straight back. And I gotta get out of here. I gotta keep coming straight, because my first rock that I want to hit is this one right here, this little fella. He's worth 39.5% painite. So a really great rock. This guy back here, I've already mined him. He's worth 12.5% painite. This big guy is worth 8.5%. I don't even bother mining him just because 8.5% doesn't even give you a ton. Basically it amounts to about 0.8 of a ton of painite. So we're going to start with this guy. And we're going to basically do a figure 8 around, and hopefully you'll be able to watch this video and watch what I'm doing. So I got all my weapons, all my pips to weapons. I'm going to shoot off a prospector. And I wait for the prospector to hit, because if you don't, you'll only get like half of the minerals there. So you'll see it's a 39.5% painite rock, low material content, and I don't even bother with the platinum. Platinum's worth 1/8 the amount of painite, so I only gather painite. And I'm just going to make sure that I'm not gathering platinum. No, see, add platinum to ignore list. There we go. Alright. Like I said, I found this site by accident, and basically I shot every asteroid I could that was fairly close to the station, and then mapped it all out. The Type 10, why am I not using a Type 10? I found that the yield of the rocks with a Type 10 was actually only about 80% as much as the yield from this Type 7. It's the same lasers, I had the same configuration. I don't know why, but it was consistently a lower yield, so I've gone back to this one. even though I have to wait for the lasers to recharge a lot more. The Type 10, you just smash a laser or an asteroid pretty quick without dropping your power to nothing. All right, so I'm just going to get a little closer to these little rocks here. Let the limpets, collector limpets, pick those up. I don't think I would do mining if I didn't have collector limpets. And now we simply tilt straight up and get the moon right dead square. We're going to go to our second rock. I'm in VR, so all right. Now, this rock, this little gray guy right here, is a 44%er. The one right behind him is a 10.5, and this other misty rock right here is a 17. So we're going to go to this guy first. Now, interestingly enough, this 44% painite rock actually contains some subsurface painite, but I can't put a subsurface missile launcher into this ship. Even if I had the Type 10 ship, I found that even if I grabbed these deposits, I still was getting less yield. Alright, so we'll collect these guys. So, like I said, I started with 150 some, and I've got 158 right now. Here's my refinery. Well, that's weird. I haven't seen two 100s before. That might be a glitch. Resources unallocated. Oh, that's a weird one. Alright, well, we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. That was weird. Oh, I know why. Because I'm at 192 of 192. So I can fire off a couple of prospectors here, make some room. Put up 5% here. Shoot off a couple of those guys. So you can see that you can actually haul a couple extra painites in your hold as well. Alright. Yeah, fire off a couple of prospectors, make some more room here. Alright. So this is another one. While I'm shooting him, I'm going to shoot this one too. So this one's worth 10.5%. And it's got some silver up in here, but I don't even bother with that. Silver's worth pretty much pennies to the dollar for painite. I like going underneath because that's where the rocks are going to end up anyways. And how much have I got here? I need to make some more room still. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so now I'm at 191 out of 192, 165 Painite. Prospector. This one's done. Alright, over to this guy. So I've kind of got my moon here, right inside this one pillar on my spacecraft. I'm going to call these two the left and right front pillars. Here's an A pillar on the right and an A pillar on the left. If I bring my cargo scoop, retract my cargo scoop, I go a little bit faster. I don't understand why that is, because there's no air in space, there's no drag. But such as it is, here's my next rock. Now, over by this left A pillar, I'm going to try to center it here. There's a bunch of rocks there. That's not where we're going to head that direction, but those aren't the rocks that we're after. We'll see in a second here. The rocks that we're after are a little bit further left from that still. We're going to finish mining this one. And I have shot most of the rocks around here, and none of them contain any painite. Certainly not worth mining. If they do, they were worth like 5 painite, which is, it's going to give you half a ton, which isn't even going to register. So I'm currently at 166. Going to have to fire off a few more prospectors here in a bit. So the reason I'm collecting painite here is I have 192 painite in my bins, plus I'm collecting now full painite in my hoppers. Alright, once this one's depleted and collected, what you want to do is you want to put the moon, the edge of the moon, on your A pillar. So wherever my moon is here, where's my moon? Right there, roughly there. These two, this is where you're pretty much aiming, and this top one here, that's what I'm aiming for. I'm going to fire my thrusters. And my cargo scoop. And I'm going to fire one to this guy. I'm going to hit him first. And then the next one is right here beside it. Right here. So I've got one prospector, that's the one behind us at 29%. This prospector is going to be 23%, that's this guy. Alright, here we go again. So this is a medium. 23.9%, that's a good percentage. Got 169 from the 157 I believe that I started with. So already got 12, and I've got 2 open spots now in my cargo capacity because I just launched a couple of collector limpets because the other ones ran out. Get a little closer just to make it easier for my collector limpets. It takes less time to collect those fragments. is a good rock because it's a medium mineral content or medium material content versus low. Basically translates to more. Maximum cargo, so I'm at 192 again, so I'm just going to fill up all 6 or 7 of these, 6 bins. Alright, asteroid depleted. Let those guys do their thing, and I'm just going to turn right around. Here's my other collector, and I'm going to go right to him. Am I leaving some stuff there? No. So those little white dots that you see there are represented by these things, nickel, manganese, and I'm already full, that's why it's not collecting those guys in terms of those materials. I'm going to make some room here, so I'm going to fire a couple prospectors away, even though I don't need them. Now I started with 157, I think, or 151 cargo in my holds, so I'm not going to have enough cargo room for all the painite I'm about to grab, but I want to show you some of the rocks that you can hit. Because at the end of this trip, I'm leaving the best till last. I've got 3 asteroids that are absolutely fantastic. Okay, so this asteroid's done. I got 3 more in the hopper, 173, so I'm just going to go. Alright, so you want to proceed past this big rock. I'm just going to go to the right of him. And there's a rock up here. I don't want him, but he's a good target to go to because immediately to his left there's another little guy right here. This one's worth about 18%, so that's a good one. 18%, and then you head up to these 2 guys, and this guy here, this guy's worth 8%, roughly 8.5 or something like that. The guy to his left is worth nothing. But they're a good frame reference because once I'm here, I'll shoot this guy. And you'll see in a second that he's 8. I'm going to make a sharp left and do a 90-degree left roughly. So there's the 8%er. This guy that I'm pointing at right now is worth 7, and you can see there's my space station up there, so I've almost basically done a half circle here. I'm going to go over top of this guy, and right over top of this guy is 1 asteroid and this guy right here. So the guy that I just shot, he's 7% painite, but I don't want him. I want this guy. He's worth another 18. Percent painite. There's my space station right up above me, and there's this rock. So there's 18% painite there. Normally you would harvest that one. Now once I'm at this rock, I use this rock and I use my space station as a reference. I put myself basically right here, dead center below my space station. I mine this rock, and to my 11 o'clock position, roughly right out here, you're going to see an asteroid that turns counterclockwise, and it looks a little bit like a clock, like the hand of a clock turning, instead of going clockwise, it turns counterclockwise. Got a little point on it. See that little point right there? That's a 25% rock. I'm going to get us closer to that one, and that's another one that you can hit. And that's the pattern that I go to. This is the front side of my figure 8, for instance. So there's my counterclockwise little 25% asteroid. And then, once I've shot him and collected all his painite, I head directly up to my space station. And the reason I do this is I now need to locate the next mist constellation or mist field. It's not a cat's paw mist field, it's like a little collection of a bunch of them. So there's the moon on the left now. So I've done basically a 3/4 circle. I'm just going to stop. I'm going to point out a couple of rocks that you can hit from here. So the first thing we got to do is find that misty constellation, I call it, the little mist field. And it's right here. It's just this little collection of rocks right in here. Now, if I go directly left to him, this rock that I'm pointing at right here, like between my red X's, that's a 50 or a 49% rock, painite. This little guy right there is worth 52. And then this guy over here is worth 53% painite. So those are the rocks that I'm going to hit. If you want additional rocks to hit, this one here is worth 18. And this guy right here, the little fella in front of the bigger guy, is worth 30. So there's a 18, a 30, 49, 52, and 53. So we're going to go to the 52 because I don't have much left to, I got to collect anyway, so we're just going to go right for this one. And this is kind of like a little circle here. It's kind of a nice way to orient this, and these rocks all kind of point toward this constellation. See these 3 rocks, these big rocks here? So it's a nice easy way to find yourself. Once you've mined these asteroids, they will reset after 2 hours, come back in 2 hours, do the process again. Once you've mined everything, like I said, I don't sell to this station because I only get 400,000 per ton. I find a station, it's unfortunately it's a bit of a hike away, but it's worth 800,000 per ton. And the last time I went, I collected roughly $170 million, $180 million. And what that percentage did, I'm just going to shoot this guy real quick. The reason I went so far is I'm actually moving up towards my elite setting for my trade rank here. I'm at 42% tycoon. The last time I traded in 190 million or 160 million of this painite, I jumped from 16% tycoon to 42%. And tycoon is like the second highest. So I'm going to get to elite like right away. So I figure if I'd have found this asteroid field at the very beginning of my travels, I would have maybe had to do 25 of this run, and I would have had from nothing in my trade rank all the way up to elite, probably within, like I say, 25 runs. So you can see this rock is 52% painite, medium material content. It is a meaty little meteorite. It's basically a $4 million rock right here, all by itself. So the next one that we're going to hit after this guy is this guy right here. That's the 49 right there. If you want to make your collectors work a little bit more efficiently, turn your belly to the collectors. collect stuff a lot quicker. All right, next rock. This looks fantastic in VR, by the way. You get such depth of field from virtual reality that you just can't get from a computer screen. Really pleased with it. Using the Oculus Rift handsets, you've got different menus. Here's my right thumb menu. Here's my right thumb one button down. My left thumb menu. And my left thumb menu, I think button X is what this is. So the button plus the direction of the arrow does that function. Alright, so this is the 49%er. It says depleted. Oh, this one's not depleted. Hang on. One I just left is depleted. So this guy, always use your prospectors to make sure you get the most out of here, otherwise you're only going to end up with half the material. So I'm sitting at roughly, how much inventory have I got here? So I've got 182, so I got 10 more, plus the 6 in the hoppers, and that's all I'm going to be able to, or 3 more, pardon me, because I've got stuff in the hopper, plus the limpets here. So I'm going to have to fire off a few limpets here in a bit, just to make room in my cargo hold. Limpets obviously consume cargo space. Might as well fire another one because I know I got to get rid of these guys. So these are some pretty nice rocks. So this is a 49% Painite rock. I've got 14%. There's another 27% that just got added from one fragment. There's another bunch of 2 more fragments that put me over the top on that. And that's it. Now, once you've got this one done, you can also hit this guy straight up. He's worth 12.5 or something. Closer to those pieces. So there's another 12% Painite. So if you're bored, you can go hit him. 4 hoppers are full. Alright, let's go find the next one. So if you do go for this guy, go ahead. Basically you want to go around this right big rock here, either over top or around it. And then right behind him, you got 2 rocks that look almost like kidneys, and 1 little rock in front. This little rock in front is a good guidepost. It's this kidney-shaped one back here. That's 53%. So I'm going to fly towards that one, turn on my thrusters, put my cargo scoop back on, otherwise I'm going to ram into this thing. Alright, and let's fire a prospector into here. Got smashed, but he did. So I'm just going to max out on my cargo here. And this one is 53% low, however. The 52% medium material content, I can get usually about 10 out of him, 10 tons. Anywhere between 8 and 10 tons. This guy is maybe 6 to 8 tons. And once I'm done here, I basically head up, dock into Artemis Lodge, wait my 2 hours if I'm not full already, and come get some more. And do the same route over and over and over. Yes, it's tedious, but you've got a nice little mapping here. And then when you're full, find a system on eddb.io that has a high selling price and sell your rocks at a massive trade gain, and you'll gain money really quickly. All right, take care, guys.